This moving hour in radio. This is the Lawrence County Republican Party show. My name is Brandon Taylor. I am the chairman of the Lawrence County Republican Party. My good friend, Mr. Lawrence Sutton, sitting across the table from me. He is the secretary of the Lawrence County Republican Party, and also, and partner in crime, Mr. Kip Capley himself, joining us as always. Good friend of ours, Kip, state representative. God bless you, man. What is going on, gentlemen? Let's talk some politics.
Hey, let's get into it. I'm all for it.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm glad you come in with us, Kip.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
Anytime, brother, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
The door's open. You just walk in here anytime. We're going to throw a microphone at you and say, tell me something good.
It'll work.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So, a couple things. We're gearing up for going to go back into regular session.
Mm-hmm.
What days that start, Kip?
January 9th.
January the 9th. He's going to be back in there,
January
folks.
9th, folks.
Anything you're looking forward to right out of the gates you can talk about? Well, maybe legislative-wise that you know of, or some of your friends, or someone's putting up.
I've got a bill that I'm probably going to run that deals with breaking and entering on vehicles. We're going to increase the penalties on it, I think. Right now it's 2 or 3 years if you get caught breaking into somebody's vehicle. I think that needs to be 4 or 5 years if you get caught breaking into somebody's vehicle. In my personal opinion, that's an extension of your home, and I think 2 years or even 3 years is not enough. And then on top of that, I'm looking at if you steal a firearm from somebody's vehicle, we're going to add. I know we've got some penalties there, but we're going to add something else on that too. It's an epidemic across the state. I mean, the smash and grabs in Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville. People would just bust out the window, hop in, try to steal a firearm, and they're successful in it, and that's why we have such a problem with stolen firearms. And that kind of couples with another thing that all three of us have talked about, which is gun-free zones. In my opinion, gun-free zones are a joke.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, constitutionally, I think that you should be able to wear a firearm wherever you please. I think that's what the Constitution says, and it's something pretty simple for me. And Brandon, stop me because I'm going to go down a rabbit trail here.
Take off.
Look,
I'll bring some food.
If I get out of my vehicle, okay, and I've got a pistol, and I see a sign that says, and this is somewhere I have to go, right? It's not somewhere I can go anywhere else.
Right.
It's somewhere I have to go into. And I get out of my vehicle and I see a sign that says no firearms allowed. Automatically, I have to take that firearm off my person. I have to put it in my truck.
Absolutely.
Okay. Criminals are smart.
Yeah,
most of them are. They will see Kip Capley or whoever get out of their vehicle, see the sign, turn around, take the firearm out, put it under the seat, put it in a glove box, put it wherever, and they're going to know, hey, that feller just left his gun in his truck.
That's right.
All I got to do is smash out this window and steal it. And if you're blessed to live in the city of Nashville, they won't even send an officer out there unless the firearm is stolen. They're so backed up.
So if a car's broken into in Nashville, you won't get an on-duty police officer will not show up.
Nope. Unless there's a firearm stolen. And if there's a
So
firearm...
if you're calling to report a stolen firearm, they're going to show up.
They'll show up. But they have said that if it's not an immediate threat, then you go into a queue behind all the other calls.
Yep.
So you could sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours waiting on a Metro police officer.
That's right.
So is Nashville ain't part of this defund the police any, are they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
So
they hate the police.
So that makes sense then.
Yeah, they've instituted new like a board of people that actually govern over that.
We shot that down. We shot down the community oversight board thing, which was a terrible idea. But now going even further on track, I've got a gun bill I'm not going to talk about because people like to take ideas. But I've got a gun bill that there's some constitutional things I got to check with our attorney general that we just got to find out. And if it works out, people of 71 are going to be really happy with it.
I want to ask a couple of gun questions.
Yeah.
Number one, and you're not here to get interviewed. You're just hanging out with us.
No,
I'm going to pick your brain while you're here.
Come on.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're talking about making it a stiffer penalty for people who steal a firearm. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be just from a vehicle, or is that going to be part of the breaking and entering? If it's still a firearm from someone's house, is that going to be a stiffer penalty?
We'll probably have to run it as two different bills. It'll probably be the one bill of, Right now it's 2 or 3 years if you get caught breaking and entering into a vehicle, period. So that'll be a bill just to bump that up to 4 or 5 years. And, I'm going to make it as stiff as possible. If you're dumb enough to break into somebody's vehicle and you get caught, I think you need to go to state penitentiary for at least 5 years, 4 to 5 years. I mean, it's really not that hard of a concept, I think. And then a separate bill that I would run, we do have some penalties right now if you steal a firearm from a vehicle, but I'm gonna look and see what they are. I don't have them off the top of my head, but that'll be 2 separate bills that I'll have to run just so I don't have to piggyback it. And then obviously, the breaking and entering stuff, if you steal them from a house, then that would be a third bill. But we've got some work that we have to do in the gun free area of just eliminating as many as possible. A good guy. Here's the thing that the Democrats can't argue with me about, and they can try, but they're not going to win. And I want the folks back home to listen to this and use it when you can. A good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun every single time.
Right.
Every time. I mean, you cannot show me one instance where a good guy with a gun has not stopped a
all
bad
the way
guy
from a law-abiding citizen to police officer to military to fighting on foreign soil.
Keep going.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a minute. So we're talking about having stiffer penalties, okay?
Yeah.
But how are stiffer penalties going to work when we have DAs like Fink that won't prosecute, or Funk, or whatever
Pants.
his name is?
I call him Funky Pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we have DAs all across that aren't going to prosecute them anyway. So what does that do? And
a good question.
I'm not trying to be argumentative or anything.
I know you're playing devil's advocate.
It's a good question.
But here's the thing. This is the crazy part to me. If right now we have 2 years on the books
2, 3,
for breaking into a car, that right there, if I know I'm going to get prosecuted, is I don't need 5 years. 2 years, okay. I'm not going to break into a car for 2 years. But if I know I'm not going to get prosecuted, you could put 20 years on there and it's not going to matter.
There's 2 ways to approach that, right? And the second way is a little bit more extensive, so I'll go through the first way first.
Okay.
Just some rough numbers. I don't have the exact numbers. I'd heard about it last week. Let's just say, for example, 60 individuals get caught in 1 month in Nashville breaking into a vehicle and stealing a firearm. Let's just say, let's just use the number 60.
Yeah.
The percentage of those people that were prosecuted was so low.
Right.
I'll use the number, I think it was 4 out of 60 actually had their day in court. And were charged.
And those 4 probably still walked with probation
out of 60. So the first way to go about that is, well, of those 4 individuals, if they're actually prosecuted and have their day in court and they get charged, well, you're going to get 5 years instead of 2. So that way people go, hey, so-and-so or whatever word gets out, hey, we thought he was only going to be in there for 2 years. No, he's in there for 5. Okay. So that's the first way to approach it. The second way to approach it, I think, and I don't really know the constitutionality of this, and there's some work that we have to do, which is why I'm blessed to be elected and try to figure it out, is trying to figure out how we can use other DAs in other counties to actually prosecute these crimes. So if, and I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works. I don't know if a Sumner County DA or a Williamson County DA or somebody else could actually take that caseload over.
Crossing jurisdiction.
Exactly. So I don't know how that works, though. We've tried that in the past, and it didn't work out, and we had some issues. But that's the second way you handle it, and it would be a little bit more difficult.
So we're talking about an issue that's near and dear to my heart. Okay? And when Lawrence is not around, I sometimes am able to have a conversation with a liberal. Okay. If Lawrence is around, I have to move that conversation to a different location. But with a name like Orlando, I
got to interject in here. How do
we turn?
You know what my dad? Let me tell you what my dad used to say. If you argue with an idiot, what does that make you?
Oh, Lord.
Well.
So I don't even need to discuss with something that is a mental illness. Why should I let that mental illness rub off on me?
You don't want to convert them, Lawrence. You don't want to convert them.
Here's the thing.
How can you convert something like that? They're of a reprobate mind.
So
they're of a reprobate mind.
Let me keep moving on some conversations that I've had with liberals. Okay, and they're like the true dyed in the cloth. CNN, MSNBC, and if you watch those newscasts, that's not news, folks. If every article you look at is anti-Trump, you're not watching the news. You're reading opinion. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
so it's that's a joke. But let me go on into this. The thing is if you talk to a liberal about a stolen firearm, okay, they're going to tell you that the person that owns a firearm, they want them held accountable. So if you had someone had a vehicle broken into, somebody stole the vehicle out of the car, just like what you're talking about, they want to actually hold the owner of the firearm as the criminal.
Yeah, Caleb Hemmer out of Nashville's newly elected Democrat read a bill this past year that if your firearm was stolen out of your vehicle and you did not properly, let me look at you folks, properly secure it, that you'd be held liable.
Sure, and they'll prosecute 100% of those.
Yes. Cases. Oh well, yeah, 100%.
And so, but let me say something here. So, and I don't like gun laws. Okay, so let me say that up front.
Yeah.
All laws should be written to protect our freedoms.
That's right.
They should be as a protective encasement around our freedoms. Any law that we have, it doesn't matter what it is, from IRS to whatever,
all the way down.
FBI. I don't care who it is.
Yep.
Here's the point. If you talk to a liberal, the reason why they say we want to hold a gun owner responsible is they say, well, that gun was created with only one purpose, to kill. Okay? That's what they say. Now, please, if you're listening, don't think this is my opinion. This is not my opinion. But if you talk to a liberal, if you can stomach it for a few minutes, and Lawrence is not around, talk to him. This is what they'll tell you. So they will tell you, they'll say, if you have a firearm in the car, you know that gun was created for one purpose. Now, I look at it like this. This is a microphone in front of me. It's an inanimate object. Now, if I pick it up and I hit Lawrence in the head with it, and
I'm going to hit him back.
So see there. Then we've got violence in act. But would it be
viral? And
would it be a crime? Yes, I've assaulted him. Okay, if I hit him so hard that he were to fall and he's dead, then I've killed him with something. This is just it's an inanimate
My head's
object.
too hard for that.
But I've used it. It's true. We'd probably tear up a pretty good microphone.
We would.
But so the thing is this was not created to be a device used to kill.
Right.
And so their argument is a gun is a device that's used to kill, and you're not being responsible with it if it falls into the wrong hands. No matter if somebody steals it from you, which you are a law-abiding citizen, thereby they're breaking the law. They're gaining control of it illegally, but somehow you're held accountable.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Okay, so I'm going to say something, and I'm about to throw a match on some gasoline. Get ready. So what kind of, if it's only good for one thing, and that's to kill, and somebody steals it out of a vehicle, let me tell you what my opinion is on somebody that steals a gun.
Yeah.
It's attempted murder.
Yeah. Theoretically.
If you're going to take their logic down.
If you follow that train of logic, that's right. Yeah.
Because they've stolen a gun for one reason.
Exactly.
And what is that reason? To take life.
That's right.
They've already established who they are because they are a criminal.
They're a thief.
And so they're a thief. And I'm going to tell you this. I promise you, this is true. If you had a law in Tennessee, and look, I know you could pick it apart and say this is good, this is bad. I wish we had no gun laws, okay? I'm just going to tell you. I don't like a gun law. But if you did, so let's just talk about this for just a second. If it were attempted murder charge to steal a firearm, there would be people break into cars and leave the gun laying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They would leave the gun. They were like, I ain't taking the attempted murder charge.
Yep.
It needs to be elevated to a point. So only way to combat that logic is, well, then we need to charge them with attempted murder. And if you say that, watch a liberal's face. They don't want to find the criminal. They believe in killing the innocent or punishing the innocent and letting the guilty live.
That's
or
exactly
go free.
right.
Well, I mean,
that's their
why
philosophy.
Let a woman get pregnant due to rape, and the guilty gets to live, but let's kill the child.
I mean, if you follow that, why else would you steal a firearm? If you follow that train of logic.
I mean,
what else
it's
is the
perfect
point?
logic. I knew exactly where he's going.
They're stealing a gun for one reason. To kill or to attempt to kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if they pick that firearm up and they say, I'm going to take it, and even if they don't do it, then they've placed it into the wrong hands. They're not responsible. So, I mean, and I know for everybody that's listening, don't come at me with all the hate mail but if
You're being facetious.
If you're going to reason with a liberal,
It's
then you have to go back into it and say, well, here's your logic. And if they say, no, we cannot charge them with attempted murder, it's like, why not? They're only stealing it for one purpose, to take life.
Yeah, you just got through saying
But you would stop. A weak judge makes a hardened criminal.
Yeah.
And so if you punish the criminal, you'll stop the crime. This is the way it works. we're Christians, okay? We're biblically based individuals, not perfect. Please don't call us with all of our faults, folks. But we do follow one who is not. Who is perfect is not like us. Mm-hmm. We are imperfect, but He is perfect. And let me say that if you go back through the Bible, anytime you see a government that's been instituted and God placed it on man to create government, in the book of Genesis, when Noah got off the ark, He required it of man to govern other men. Go read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. And at that point, we have to hold other mankind accountable when they are not believers like us, or when they don't follow like us. So, guys, I'm just on the firearm issue. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna jump to another one. Legalizing long guns in the state of Tennessee. Cannot legally carry a long gun in the state of Tennessee. Loaded long gun. What do you think, Kip? Take it away.
Garbage. I mean, look.
Did David Crockett? Did he support that?
Did you see the email though that I sent?
I did.
Talking about David Crockett. Yeah. Also, something separate. I can't really figure out which one, and I might have to claim it. This might make Doggett mad, but Lawrence County, David Crockett served in the Tennessee General Assembly.
Yeah, he did.
Guess what his seat was?
I don't know.
Lawrence and Hickman County.
Lawrence and Hickman.
So I'm claiming the David Crockett seat. That might make Doggett a little mad now. But going back to the
hey, listen. Anybody that's going to root for Alabama,
he
doesn't deserve to have a Tennessee seat. So
man,
there you go.
Lord. No, anyway.
And Clay Doggett was he was very happy this weekend. He's going to be hard to live with for a while.
Let's not get into that whole situation there. But long guns, we had it last year.
Okay.
This past session, not the special session, the one before that. I personal opinion, I think we had it. We were making really great progress. Chairman Grills, Chairman Todd, both West Tennessee guys, super conservative, fantastic individuals. They were kind of co-carrying the bill. I signed on to it, sponsored it. Actually got shout out to several of our law enforcement individuals across the 71st District that actually wrote letters for me in support of constitutional carry of long guns, and I don't have their permission to name them, so just shout out to them though for writing letters of support in that regard. I'm sure y'all could probably guess who those people are.
Absolutely.
But we had it. I mean, it was in committee and it was rolling. I spoke up about it. Several others spoke about it, and then obviously we had the unfortunate travesty of the Covenant massacre, which is that's a whole different deal. It's necessary. We have to get it done. There's no other option. We have got to legalize the carrying of long guns in the state of Tennessee. We just have to do it. It's constitutional. We have to get it done. I think we can do it this year. Reach out, and I know this show reaches out to a lot of different folks. Contact your senators. Contact me if you want to, even though I'm telling you right now I'm going to support it. I'm going to co-sponsor it again. It's necessary.
What do you think the chances of this passing and making it legal for folks listening is? We want to see it legal.
Oh, I think it's going to happen.
I promise you. I bet there's people under the sound of our voice right now that didn't know it's illegal to carry long guns in Tennessee.
I know. And I have. When we get done, I have a email that was sent to me by Richard Archie, and I responded to it, and it also went to Paige Wally. So I'll
Richard Archie from Tennessee Farms Association.
Tennessee Farms Association.
We love you, Richard.
Shout out, Richard. It's necessary. We have to get it done. I think there's a good chance. I think we can get it through in the House.
Okay.
We need to reach out to your senators. I'm not in no way, shape, or form calling out any of the senators. I'm just saying, as constitutionalists, as pro-Second Amendment individuals, I'm asking you to exercise your right. Contact your elected officials. Contact me. I mean, you can let me know you support it. I love that.
Well, and I'm not calling out Paige either.
I know
I'm not calling him out.
I know you're not.
But see, here's the thing, though. If you're going to follow Bruin,
that's right.
You have to
100%
pass and get long guns.
100%.
And if you haven't,
that's correct.
Then you are not only not following the United States Constitution, but you're also going to really go against the Tennessee Constitution.
Well, it's just it's necessary. We have to get it done. I think we can get it done. I'm confident.
Okay, I'm glad to hear you say that.
I'm confident.
And I've heard some support from this, from different legislators as well. Just kind of in passing, not talking about it. And I'll tell you, I think a lot of legislators were surprised to find out it was a law. Yeah. I don't think all of them knew it was a law. And this was a law from, I believe, 1989.
1989,
and,
that's correct.
It kicked in 1989 in the state of Tennessee. Could not legally carry a long
Democrats,
gun.
by the way, were in control in 1989. Just want to point that out.
That is correct.
They did. And they
majority.
banned the legal, lawful right to carry of a loaded firearm and a long gun. Let me say that, long gun. Yep. So now we can carry a pistol, but we can't carry a long gun.
Which makes absolutely no sense. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Why didn't we get that changed with the whole constitutional carry of a handgun?
Because Bill Lee.
Well, I wasn't there, so I really don't. I followed it, but I really don't know.
Okay, I thought you might be able to tell me something.
You know, I could speculate, but I can't speak on it because I wasn't there. I really don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Our bureaucrats, people that are in the TBI, people that are head up top of the Highway Patrol, not the people that work there, but your head people, your Tennessee Sheriff's Association, they're all against it. All these bureaucrats are against us legally having firearms based upon the United States and the Tennessee Constitution. These people are up there. These bureaucrats are up there on our money testifying against the people of Tennessee. Period. End of story.
Reverend Doctor.
No, I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm fired.
Preaching now.
I am fired up about it.
Y'all were there.
We were there.
We were there. We've seen it. Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what gets me going back to the liberal view of firearms is they always say, well, your long gun is what you use to, number one, protect yourself. Joe Biden has said over and over again, you just need a shotgun to protect yourself.
Take a double barrel shotgun.
Yeah,
and shoot it up in the air to warn them.
Yeah. So that's Joe Biden. If you voted for him, God bless you. Go research what you voted for.
We'll pray for you.
But Joe Biden literally said this. So Joe Biden all the way down to the common liberal you'll meet on the street. Democrats, they say firearms are good for one thing, to hunt and then protect your home with, and that's what the Second Amendment's for. And they define it by long gun.
Yeah.
And then here they want to say, well, we're going to outlaw legal carry of long guns. So it's like
that's right.
You're catch-22 in your own doctrine. Okay, so
again, you're going against Bruin, and I'm going to tell you something. People that are going against our Constitution, what happened to people back in the 1800s, 1700s, when they went against the Constitution? Were they not called traitors?
So Bruin was a judgment that was handed down from our Supreme Court.
Yes, in 2022.
2022. If you don't know about this, for folks that may be
worth reading,
and trying, go read Bruin and how they defined our Second Amendment rights. And a conservative Supreme Court is essential for a freedom to, number one, freedom of speech, number two, freedom to carry, a right to bear arms. So Supreme Court's important. It's a big deal. And you know what? Thank you, Donald Trump, for bringing in a conservative Supreme Court. We have reaped the benefits from that in many ways. Say what you want to about Donald Trump.
100%.
But he brought us a conservative Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
But you know what? The liberals, they used to talk about wanting to have freedom of speech.
You don't know.
They want to talk about the freedom of speech. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. Without the Second Amendment, all the other amendments are worthless.
They don't like your freedom of speech anyways. They want to shut down your right to freedom of speech.
I was being sarcastic.
Democrats hate freedoms.
That's correct.
I can list you freedoms over and over and over and over again that they do not like your freedoms. They stand against your freedoms. And this is a Republican Party show, and I'm going to throw one more out there, and I've got to say it because here we are,
a lot of Republicans.
The Democrat Party is turning more left. If you're still a Democrat right now and you're in Lawrence County and you're pro-life and you're pro-firearm, you're pro-Second Amendment, you're pro-freedom of speech, the Democrat Party has left you behind, my friend. I'm not mad at you over it. They've mistreated their own people, okay?
Well, what's the point of freedom of speech?
Tell me.
To hear opinions you don't like. If we all agreed, then why would we need freedom of speech?
That's exactly right.
I mean, if everybody on the planet agreed all the time, then there would be no point in freedom.
It'd be really boring too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I had somebody try to argue.
It'd be China.
I had somebody try to argue with me about it, and they were like, "Oh, well, they were like, well, if we all agreed, it would, from a biblical perspective, things would be different." You're right. Things would be different if we all live from a biblical perspective across the world. Things would be different. But the point, and that the liberals don't understand about freedom of speech, is that I respect your opinion to say things that are completely different than what I agree with. That's fine. So, in turn, if I'm agreeing to that, you need to agree to hear my perspective on it.
That's right.
That's the whole point. But they don't like that because They want you to be spoon-fed propaganda that they want to shove down your throat and take away your freedoms, and then at the end of the day, you're
the biggest thing I've heard politically the last couple of days. I believe it was yesterday. I saw a news article. Hillary Clinton was calling out the Democrats and saying, "Where are all you ladies or women for the feminist groups and trying to push women's rights groups?
Yeah.
Where are you right now with literal hostages being held in Gaza?" And they are holding them. The Palestinians are holding them hostage. They're females. They've held children. They had children as young as like 4 years old that they took hostage.
Yeah.
I mean, disgusting. But Hillary Clinton is calling them out, and she's catching flack for it. Okay. Can I say that literally what I see in my own eyes, what I've seen, and I can only call it the way I see it, Hillary Clinton in 2016, the party has moved so far to the left, I'm not sure if right now if Hillary Clinton could get a nomination to run for president. No. They've already moved so far to the left. They want an AOC to run. They want one of these extreme leftist groups that have absolutely left the planet, in my opinion. They don't want to look at any history. I mean, it's funny now. I got Democrats bringing up history. It's usually Republicans saying, "Hey, look at history. Hey, look at history." You don't hear Democrats talk about history.
No.
Matter of fact, they want to wipe history out of our education systems because they don't like the way history sounds or rewrite history. So I see Hillary Clinton do this. Take it away, Kip.
We the funny thing that a lot of people don't talk about is we get called far right a lot, right? We've been called that for several years now about how conservatives I'm talking about. I'm a conservative, y'all are conservatives. We get called, sometimes I've personally been called an alt-right Republican, which that's a new term for me. But I don't think we've moved to the right at all. I think we're on the conservative side, right? And the Democrats have taken the left so far down the spectrum.
I agree 1,000%.
That it just makes us look insane, but we haven't moved at all.
No.
Well,
at all.
I will tell you this, and this is how I try to explain who I am. Is one, if you do not go against the Constitution of the United States.
Yep.
Period. End of story.
Yep.
And second thing is what God tells us in the Bible that we need to do. That's what we do. If you have something, a difference of opinions or anything else, I'm fine with you having your opinion.
Sure.
I'm even fine for you having your opinion when you're wrong.
Sure.
Even.
I've been wrong a bunch.
I mean, we all have.
It's been a while though.
Yeah.
We all have.
Well, you're above 25 now, so you've got the mature brain.
The fully developed
He's got
brain,
the fully developed
baby.
brain.
Fully developed brain.
Look at the big brain on Kip.
That's right.
That's right.
You can see it a little bit picking through my hair, but
So
baseline.
that's the reason I got so little hair. That's it.
We
I thought
haven't
the
moved.
sunglasses wore it off.
No.
It could have been the same. The baseline, we haven't moved, right? We're Christians. We're biblical Christians. Sure. We're conservatives, which in my token, from what I consider, the constitutionalist standpoint is under the conservative platform, right? So we're Christian, conservative, constitutionalists, and then we're Republicans, okay? I've said from day one, that's been my platform. I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, then I'm a Republican. Just like we've talked about, Lawrence and Brandon, we talked about it too. The Republican Party platform is what hits third under my top two things. You cannot, and I'll hurt some people's feelings. I don't care. You cannot be a Democrat and believe in killing babies. I'm sorry, you can't. You just can't.
You may be a Christian and believe in killing babies.
Well,
You said be a Democrat.
sorry, you can't be a Christian. Yeah, my bad. You can't be a Christian and believe in killing babies.
Right.
People disagree with me on that. That's fine. That's my opinion. You cannot be a Christian and believe in the murdering and slaughtering of children. You just can't.
Sacrificing the child to Moloch is no different.
You cannot.
As a matter
You can't do
of fact,
it.
we touched on this a little bit last week, but you have the satanic church out of New Mexico that has opened up an abortion clinic. And they are using the aborted babies, and they are taking these
Look
these
it up,
women.
folks.
Yeah, look this stuff up.
Google it.
They are taking these women, and they are putting them through.
Yes.
What is the word I'm looking for?
They do it's like a seance.
A seance situation, yeah.
They're putting them through, and they're telling you that this is part of our religion, the murdering of babies.
Hey, Charlie Daniels said it. The good book said it, so I know it's the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really not that hard.
You know, it's amazing how the Democrats will pull out someone who's being endorsed that's running as a Republican. And somebody can just say, maybe, I don't know, maybe they were over the Ku Klux Klan or whatever. I don't know, at some point in time, which is a terrible organization. I don't want to be a part of it. Let me go ahead and say that. But if they were a David Duke or somebody who supports someone running for president or running for Congress, they're like, oh, this guy supported them. You know what? I've never heard them mention that the Satanic Church supports the Democrat Party.
Yeah. They don't.
Well, let me take this even a step further. What is really the difference? Okay, and I'm with you. I mean, I'm not anything against the Ku Klux Klan, but I don't hear the Democratic Party talking about BLM, Black Lives Matter, or Antifa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but they'll bring up the Proud Boys.
Right.
They'll bring up the Proud Boys 24/7.
You know what was funny about the Proud Boys?
Or the 3%.
I didn't know who the Proud Boys were. I had to go research. Somebody said Proud Boys, and I'm like,
they were at the special session.
They
apparently.
were.
I didn't even know about that either. Everybody's
Really?
like, the Proud Boys are in Nashville. I didn't know. You know, I heard about them on the news. But
okay, let me say something. If they were there, they sure were hard to find.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I walked all over that campus because we couldn't go through the tunnel, so we had to walk around the outside of that place.
I didn't
If
see
they were
hardly
there-
anybody.
If they were there, I tell you what, I did not see them, and I was constantly
I sure
scanning
didn't
around looking to
know.
see what was
Yeah.
going on. I saw more news media than I did protesters.
We're not all right. We're
I saw more, let me say it again. I
Amen.
saw more news media, and I tell you what I did see with my own eyes. I saw protesters working in coordination with the news media with my own eyes. And if you don't believe that, then okay, I don't care.
Why don't you come up there with us and see it for yourself?
We'll take you to lunch.
We're going to be going back.
Chick-fil-A, right?
Yes, sir.
We got Chick-fil-A. Kip Capley brought us Chick-fil-A.
Can I tell you the truth?
God's chicken, baby.
That's right.
Y'all didn't save me any.
No, we
That's
didn't.
true. Yeah, that was on me. There was
Y'all ate it all?
there
We
was a
did.
situation that arose. Some biscuits and
Bunch of far right biscuit eaters.
I'm telling you, it was
Hey.
rough.
Got to be in to win, baby. You got to
Must be
get in
present
there.
to win.
That's right. Where were you at?
I was hanging out with Paige Wally, as a matter of fact.
Well, so was I. I did the same thing.
Yeah, but you stole a biscuit before we left. That's why
that's
they
the-
kicked you out of Florida.
You learn the behind the
your fault.
scenes on this show, folks.
Well, you know what?
You get to get a taste of what it's really like to hang out with Brandon and Lawrence. Is this not the way it is, Kip? You're around us. That's
exactly right.
We don't sugarcoat it.
No, sir.
If you don't like us on the radio, don't come hang around us because you don't like us in person.
He's mad because you had the big old bag of chicken
did.
biscuits.
It was a big bag.
It was. And you can't. Hey, Lawrence, look, Lawrence, look right here. It's his fault for not being in that room.
Hey.
He could have got one. Did your wife get a chicken biscuit? Yes, she did.
Timing is everything.
I hope so. I love
Timing
her.
is everything.
She got a chicken
is.
biscuit.
Good.
You know,
God bless y'all.
Yeah.
Look, and I want to brag on y'all too for a second, just real quick. Give y'all some belly.
Take your time. You don't
give
have
y'all
to-
some. Give y'all
Just a second.
some belly rubs. I had elected representatives from across the state. They were like, "Kip, have you got constituents here?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Well, they kind of already knew that, right?" They're, "Well, how many do you have?" And I said, "Oh, I probably got 50 or 60, something like that." I had to have 2 conference rooms rented out, and they were like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." They were like, "You've had 50 or 60 people."
We had 130 people.
Well, I'm talking about just from I'm not claiming
just your
dogged
district.
votes
Right,
to the Marshall. I'm talking about just Kip
That's right.
Capley, 71ers, baby.
That's right.
Proud Americans.
That's right.
You had 50 or 60 people come up here for this. And this was at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They're like, "You had 50 or 60 people take off of work and come up here."
That's
I was
right.
like, "Yeah." And are you serious? I was like, when I tell y'all, and this is what a great job that y'all have done, and 71 has done. When I go up there, and a lot of guys, and I'm taking a lot of time, Braden, a lot of guys will go, "Hey, my people back home don't want this," or "Hey, my people back home want this," or "Hey, I've got some constituents here and it's 3 or 4 or whatever." When Kip Capley stands up and says, "Hey, this is my constituents over here on the left," and 60 people stand up,
Right.
that makes a difference. People are like, "Whoa," they're coming up to me on the floor going, "All those people that stood up are your constituents?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, people back home are serious about what's going on up here." It makes a huge difference. I had a lot of people compliment y'all, and they said y'all were very respectful, treated the troopers right and everything else. So
how could you not?
Well,
they were respectful to us.
Amen.
I just want to brag on obviously on y'all and the Republican Party and all the people that came out, the 71ers, everybody. Y'all did a great job, and it makes my life easier when I've got that show of support, not only back home, but especially in Nashville. It makes my life easier. It makes
thank you for those words,
so,
Kip.
absolutely.
And we want to make it easier. I'm going to talk to people that maybe not even in this district.
Yeah.
Because we send this thing out. This thing goes out. There's a lot of folks
Please.
that listen to us that are friends, and they listen on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're listening to us, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe.
Please.
WDXE is bringing you conservative talk radio. Where are you going to get it at? I'm just going to ask you, where are you going to get it? Especially this raw. And this, we're not being monitored by a producer. We're not being edited. WDXE does not limit what we say in here. And they're like, you guys go do it. If they pull you off Facebook or YouTube, it's on you guys. But you know what? That's what it ought to be. That's how we get Facebook and YouTube back. That's how we bring things back into line where it's good. Well, just like
actually,
this.
they just got through telling us that if they took us off of YouTube or Facebook, they'll put it right back on again.
There you go. So support WDXE, the freedom, the people here in this county. And I'm going to go ahead and take it one step further because I know I've got people that are listening to this radio show and they're waiting for me to say this right now. If this school choice goes the wrong way, we're coming back.
Yeah.
And we're coming back. And the homeschool families of this county are coming back.
I hear you.
And we're going to be there. We're going to be in full force. And we are going to be in that state capitol building because we are not going to stand aside and watch them take our rights away if the school choice comes out to be something good. Yep. And I'll tell you the barometer on this is if it's good for the homeschoolers, it's good. If it's bad for the homeschoolers, it's bad. That's the way I'm going to view it. You might think, well, what about the public school kids? I'm going to tell you something. The money's already appropriated for public school kids.
Yep.
But if it's going to force government control, we are for small government. We are the Republican Party, and you said it. We haven't moved an inch.
Government, baby.
I mean, go
limited.
Back 50, 60, 70 years, we are for small government. That's what we stand for. And we're going to continue to stand for that. So those that are listening out there, as this school choice thing's unrolling, we don't know enough about it to even say what it is. We've not had a chance to read it.
It's just,
Some people are up in the air about it, okay?
Haven't they been talking about this since like August or September?
Yeah, it's And one final thing, real quick, I'll jump back into that. When I have that many people, and Doggett, I know shares the same opinion. I'm sure Paige does too. When you have that many people show up for such a serious topic, it adds a little extra pop when you're talking, right? So when I stand up and I say something, or I'm in committee and I say something, I've got all those people back there. It gives you a little extra. It's kind of like putting a warm blanket on top of
That's
you,
right.
of just people that are there supporting you. It makes it better. But going back to school choice thing, yeah, it's well,
when you get up to speak, that's our voice.
Absolutely. 100%.
When you get up to 100%, when you're up there
exactly
talking,
right.
I had a voice on the floor.
You're exactly right.
And his name was Kip Kaplan.
That's right.
And,
exactly
and some of our friends in this county had Clay Doggett.
That's right.
I don't in his district, but I'm really honored to know him, and I'm glad he's one of our reps. I'm glad he's covering part of Lawrence County.
Absolutely.
And so when I'm seeing Joey Hensley, when I see you guys out there doing what you're doing, and Paige Wiley and standing up for freedom, let me tell you something.
Serious.
That's my voice.
It is.
And
it's
so,
a serious thing.
If every citizen looked at it as though when Kip Capley spoke, that's me talking in that session, that it changes your perspective.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
And it takes back the whole feeling of, and I see so many people, and we talk about people being complacent. We talk about people not caring.
Yep.
It takes back the hopelessness feeling of this. People have this hopeless, all is lost. This is just the way it is. There's nothing we can do. Not true.
Yeah.
We had a voice down on that floor.
Oh yeah. I mean, how many times have y'all heard me say it? When I say it, I mean it. When I say this, I am as serious as a heart attack. I am the will of the 71st District. That is flowing through me when I talk.
Let me flip that the other way for people that don't want to get involved in politics. When they hear a representative, a senator, whoever, a president speaking, and they don't agree with that voice, it behooves them to get up and do something about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
People won't even sit there and say, I'm going to take 100%. This.
Yeah, people won't even pick up the phone and call even.
No. And
you'll take phone calls.
I've taken many that have not gone well at all, but that's okay. That's fine because look. I've told people this too, and stop me. I've had Democrats call me, and I answer and I talk to them. I had a lady come in my office and chew me out for 30 minutes and call me everything but a white man, but I take that call because whether or not she was my constituent, which is another thing for debate, but I'm her representative. I represent everybody. Now,
You
we might
do.
not agree.
You do.
But guess what? I'm still your representative. You might
Fair
not
enough.
like the things that I do. I'm going to hear you out. I might not move an inch on any of it. But guess what? Still going to hear you out.
Right.
I mean, and again, and I told her, I said, you don't like me? Run against me.
There it is. You got
Find
and
somebody.
They have the right to go out there and put
Run
their name
against me.
on the ballot and run against
Find
you.
somebody to run against me.
Well,
If you
I
don't
got to
like
tell you, anybody would run against you with 50 to 60 people going to the state capitol to support you. They have got some hoeing to do in the garden
And they
before they
do.
get that
They do.
seed to come up,
It's,
because that's going to be a rough.
I've been blessed with the 71ers for sure.
Well,
It's been a good time.
This is
I've
a
enjoyed
great
it.
place to live.
It is.
Lawrence
It is.
County is a great place to live. We have got great
Mm-hmm.
leadership. We've got. And listen, folks, don't give me the hate mail. It's not perfect. None of them perfect. But I'll tell you what they are. They're accessible.
Yeah.
They're accessible, and they come out. We do the town hall meetings and different things like that. Looking forward to doing more town halls with
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you.
sir. Absolutely.
Republican Party. I want to give the Republican
Shout out.
Party a huge shout because they put this show together.
Yes, sir.
They do this. And we want people to come be a part of the Republican Party. I think
Amen.
we had a great time at our town hall. We're looking
Yes.
forward to doing more town halls. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
We're just polishing it.
And
up
everybody's invited to the town halls.
Please.
And you know what? Where else are you going to be able to be a member of a Republican Party and pay $5? That's the membership fee because we don't want anybody excluded.
That's right.
If you do not have a voice in Lawrence County Republican Party over $5, then go see Brandon. He'll pay the $5 for you.
Actually,
will.
we have flipped
Yeah.
a coin. Jared wasn't around. We flipped a coin. He lost the coin toss.
Okay.
but he wasn't there.
Okay.
and he is going to have to pay the $5.
There you go,
Jared
folks.
is going to.
There you go.
You know what?
Open
There it is.
enrollment for.
There it is.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though.
Come on, baby.
That's
Jared's
right.
paid.
He didn't say he would, but I know he'd be okay with it.
I think he would. I think any of us would if people
yeah.
want to get involved and get their voice heard. If you don't get your voice heard, it's your fault.
You know,
Because you're sitting
on.
on the couch and you're
Come
not
on.
doing anything.
Come on.
I promise you,
Say it again.
The people in this room have spent a lot more than $5 to get your voice heard. If you
buddy.
think me saying something about paying somebody's $5, if they think that's a big deal, I've spent
Right.
my own money, my own time. You have too, and,
Yeah.
and Kip,
Several.
I see what you guys make. It's a joke. It's a reimbursement basically for your fuel and some of your
They need
expenses.
to be paid a living wage.
But let me say this: if somebody thinks the $5 is a big deal, I mean, I could pay your $5 membership, not even bat an eye, if that'd get you to show up.
Yes.
People don't
because
realize
we
how important
want
it is.
people to be present.
I'm telling you.
I don't. You know, we've even told people with the Republican Party, and I've caught a little bit of heat from it. You know, hey, can I take some forms and just carry them out and get people to sign up? And I'm like, I really don't want people just running around Lawrence County with forms because there's a lot of people that agree with us. There's a lot of people that listen to this show, and we really just don't want people signing up. I want people to show up.
I'm telling
right.
you, they don't realize, people do not realize how powerful it is when you show up at the Capitol and you've got 50 or 60 people behind you and you're making statements and other reps from across the state are going, wow.
I tell you what,
Wow.
even
Did you
Cameron
know-
Sexton couldn't draw 50 people, I bet, up at the Capitol.
It's crazy.
Let me say something about Lawrence County because I'm not bashing Lawrence County.
No.
I want to be clear.
No, absolutely.
And I know you guys aren't either, but I want to be clear. Okay, somebody just turned on the radio.
Yeah.
We had the town hall meeting. We had about 70 people there.
That's awesome.
Someone asked me, they're like, how many people did you have show up? This is a Tuesday after Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
okay? We're talking about the holiday season is upon us, the shopping season, the travel season, the families visiting. Tuesday after, we had to do it because the timing of the fees
And we're talking
going up.
about garbage.
And we're talking about
Garbage.
trash.
Yes.
And we're
Garbo.
only talking about $50.
Yes.
A year.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, folks, I'm not belittling taxes going up.
No,
I'm
certainly
just
not.
I'm giving you hard numbers. People look at that and go, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. If it goes up, it goes up. Not to us. We say, you know what? If it goes up $50 this year, what in 3 or 4 years if it goes up to $500?
That's right.
So we pay attention now. We don't want this passed on to the landowners, but the property owners in this county. But here's the thing. 70 people showed up. I had someone ask me, like, what kind of turnout did you have? They weren't there. They said,
Yeah.
what kind of turnout did you have? 70 people. He was like, you got to be kidding me. 70 people showed up to a town hall talking about solid waste for $50 a year.
About garbage.
It's like, you know what? Lawrence County.
And
We're
you know what?
involved.
And let's talk about that. We have our county executive was there talking about it, and we had 9 of the 18 county commissioners there. We had John Myers, our sheriff, was there.
I want to say something
We
about
had
the county
Russ Brewer
commissioners.
was
I want to
there.
say something about the county commissioners. You're right about it. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off. I'm sorry. But the county commissioners, I had a couple of county commissioners come up and say, I will join the Republic. I'll be here for the meetings. I didn't realize this is what kind of meetings you guys were doing.
Yeah.
That county commissioners coming up saying this was good. It was informative. They felt like it was a benefit to them. Listen, our county commissioners, whether I agree with them or not, they work hard and
Yeah,
they
of
don't
course
make
they do.
anything to do it.
right.
No.
And it's a thankless job. God bless you for doing it. And I want to say this year, 2024, we're going to hit the ground running. And we're going to be watching things that's going on in the county. I mean, we're going to keep moving forward in everything that we're doing. We're going to watch what's going on at the state capitol. We want to see the long gun law changed. I want to see good school choice. I'm for a good school choice.
I am
law.
too.
I'm for some competition.
Yes, sir.
For if the school system wants to bring in all the garbage
Yep.
and indoctrination, then you ought to be able to take your child out of that school and go put them in a different
Amen.
program if you
Amen.
want to. Your taxpayer money ought to not pay for indoctrination. And when you pull your child out of
Should
there,
be education.
That's what it does. And we need some folks to run for school board in this county. You still have an opportunity to run. We have 4 districts that are open. I want to see some folks put their name down. I've already know that I've been told that 3 of them are going to run as Republican, 3 of the districts. They've told me that personally. I'm not giving you hearsay. So I'm expecting to see that happen. If they hear this radio show, God bless you for doing that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure about the 4th one, but we need people to run. And you might think, well, why you want to run Republican? Why would you run independent in a county that votes 80% Republican?
You know, here's the thing, and if you do vote, if you do run Republican, and I've been meaning to make this point the entire time, we have a Republican Party platform.
We do.
And again, I'm not a huge Republican guy, okay? But if our Republican representatives would just follow what the Republican platform states, we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in this state.
I take the platform very seriously. Because
a lot of people don't.
No, they don't. But the thing about it, unfortunately, I think is we have a lot of people that aren't principled. They run for office.
That's correct.
When you skip out on 1 and 2, being a Christian and being a conservative, and you go straight to the platform, well, you have to have those 2 foundational points to even make the platform work, I think. I mean, look, I don't want to have to do this. Here we go.
Go.
If you call yourself a Republican, right, and you don't follow the platform, that's fine. Because there are certain things that may be in the platform that might not be in your area, right? So, like, you might... Now, obviously, I don't want to speak against the Second Amendment. I'm not talking about the pro-life thing. I'm talking about something like, school choice or something like that,
Right,
where it's like, hey, if you have a county that's got no other options in the public school, that's it. I'm not saying you have to follow every single thing in the platform. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to be principled when you make a stand to call yourself a Republican. People use the word rhino all the time, Republican in name only, right?
Right.
That's true, but the thing about it is, as a person, if you're not principled, then I mean, I don't care if you're a Republican.
Where
or
are the
not.
dinos at?
Well, let me. Can I define rhino for you?
Yeah, come on.
Y'all getting it right now. Reprobate, he says. But listen, let me take it closer.
Yeah.
Let me put you a 2023 definition on that.
Mm-hmm.
A rhino, not Republican in name only. Okay, but that doesn't define it. What is a Republican in name only? It's a Republican that follows the Democrat platform.
Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
Kind of like what Bill
And they're
Lee's been doing.
And if you
Yes.
want to see,
Yes.
go down and start reading it.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you guys what I believe in my heart. I could be wrong, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I believe when the average Republican voter starts reading the Republican platform and see what that is, it's not a long read, folks.
No,
it's
not.
about 50 pages or something.
Yeah.
Time you get through the table of contents and all that,
yeah.
it's about 50
It
pages.
is.
But go read that, and until the voters go read it, the officials won't live by it.
That's correct. Yeah,
Amen on that
100%.
one. Amen on that.
100%.
I mean,
yeah.
I just want to say, if you're not read it, quit acting like that they need to. If you stop expecting more of your elected officials than you expect of yourself.
Exactly right.
The first meeting I ever introduced Clay
That's
Doggett
exactly
in,
right.
Clay Doggett, I believe he was running for office. I can't remember. Clay, if I mess this up, I'm sorry. It's Lawrence's fault.
There you go.
But he was at West End Community Center.
He
introduced
wasn't
him.
running. He was actually taking over because David Byrd was sick. And
That's
he was
what it
coming
was.
in to see what he could do to help us to take over David Bird's responsibility, who Kip has took over for.
Yes,
right.
Because David was in the hospital.
He
and
was at
sick.
West End.
Yes.
And he came out and spoke. And before I actually had a chance to introduce him, and we had several people there that night.
Oh, yeah.
And before he got up there, I said, I'm going to tell you something, folks. And I think it was after he sat down. I said, do not expect more of Clay Doggett than you expect of yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't expect more of Kip Capley than you do of yourself. Don't expect more of Lawrence or of Brandon or anybody that's out here doing something. Stop expecting more of them than you do yourself. And I caught some heat over the whole solid waste thing and the thing we did. There are people like, oh, they were fussing. Well, I'm never going to pay it. I'm never going to do this. Look, don't take it out on me. I'm doing more than you are.
That's right.
Because I'm out here trying,
right.
okay? And I'm out here trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And we can make a difference. We will make a difference. It is making a difference. All these things are happening right now.
It burns me alive when people are like, well, I don't like this person. Well, I don't like that person. Well, I don't like the job that they're done. And, okay, well, have you voted? No.
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to them about it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No. Why are you complaining?
Because
That's right.
I don't want to hear it.
That's because
I do not want to hear it.
do.
If you hadn't voted in a presidential primary and you don't vote in this one, I don't want to hear it. I'm serious. Do not come complaining to me about Joe Biden. I do not want to hear it.
Did you
don't
see
go
where
vote.
a
I don't want to hear
Democrat
it.
donor, a Democrat donor gave $250,000 to Nikki Haley's campaign because he wanted to see her beat Trump? And he's a Democrat because he thought Nikki Haley couldn't beat Joe Biden.
They picked
That's
the weaker
right.
candidate. That's what they do. They want the weaker
when
candidate.
the people who set aside and don't vote, when we don't go to the polls, we let them win.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
I do not want to hear it.
Here's
you don't
the thing.
vote in the primary, don't want to hear it. I don't.
Here's the thing, is we keep, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this, want to keep blaming Joe Biden for all the crap that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We got not only have Biden, but we have that whole administration. I'm going to tell you the other thing that we have is we got a bunch of Republicans that are allowing this to happen up there in Congress and in the Senate.
Yes, we do.
Hey, 4 more years of Biden, and we won't be able to afford groceries.
You
4
think
more
it's bad
years of
now?
this, we won't be. They are trying to shut down coal plants. We're looking at rolling blackouts. I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually heard this firsthand. You can go research this. The reason we had rolling blackouts a year ago, I'm talking about last December.
TVA,
TVA ran out of coal.
Yeah.
We had rolling blackouts. First time ever in the history of TVA, we had rolling blackouts. So we're looking at more of that. I've got well water. I'm looking at things like, what am I going to do when it gets cold? Because I'm going to tell you when the rolling blackouts hit, folks, during extreme weather.
That's right.
They don't do rolling blackouts when it's 62 degrees
Yeah, you're
and
not
partly
going to have
cloudy
them.
outside.
Exactly, yeah.
If we get
You're
a
not
cold
going to be golfing
winter,
during a rolling blackout.
if we get a cold winter, then we're going to have rolling blackouts this year. I mean, they're gearing up for this year. This is what we have with Democrat policies in this country.
Yep.
And, okay, so you want to convert from coal. Okay, we'll convert from coal, but don't just say we're not going to do anything. That's a failed plan, planning to fail. Rolling blackouts are planning to fail. Let me say that up front.
And you know what? Here we go. I don't know if you guys seen this, but, we keep hearing global warming, climate change. And Hawaii had snow.
Yeah.
But we got global warming.
They don't call it global warming. They call everything global warming.
I know, but we have Hawaii with snow, but we got global warming.
Get out there, go vote. I don't care. You need to be involved. You need to tell your family. You need to tell your friends. Don't think we're going to cakewalk this sucker. Get out there, go vote. Contact me, contact Brandon, contact Lawrence. If you want to get involved with the state party, we can help you make calls and go to other places.
I want to add one more thing. If you are an active voter and you're agreeing with us right now, get in here with us. We want to get out the vote.
That's right.
Yes.
If you're an active voter and you're like, man, I wish a lot of people listen to this show, I'm going to tell you what you can do. Come join up with us. Let's do get out the vote in this county.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you can't change the whole country. No, it's not my job to change the whole country.
No.
My job is to work right here where the good Lord planted me, and I will work right here. Let's turn it around. Get out the vote.
You might can flip a county in Georgia.
You might
from sitting here in Lawrence County.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You can flip
They will
a county
give
in
us
Arizona.
phone numbers. They will let us call. Let's do it.
You can flip a county in Pennsylvania
without the people.
I mean, all it takes is one county.
Yep.
You can do that sitting here.
What if we had 25 volunteers and each one of those volunteers made 25 phone calls?
Yep.
That's powerful.
Yes.
Calling
That's 625 people you just called.
All right, guys. So let's wrap it up. Lawrence, take us out of here, man.
Man, I don't know if anything we can do. I mean, we got 2 minutes left. I mean, fastest hour.
It's crazy.
Wow, Thank you for having me on.
Oh man, anytime.
Glad you're here, man.
You know, I tell you what, one of the things I wanted to discuss, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but we've had a billionaire, Bill Ackerman, that is calling for the resignation of the presidents of MIT, Harvard, and the University of Pennsylvania. And the reason that he's doing this is because these universities have absolutely lost their mind, saying that they stand with Hamas and that Israel is the oppressive country. I really like to know what planet these people live on, because they are even coming out and they're starting to say it, and these college kids, they're saying that Israel.
This is WDXE number 287.
God bless everyone.
God bless everybody. Have a good day.
Services of prosperity.